Ladies and gentlemen, here I am down at Luestro Combat Academy with the Eternal MMA lightweight champion, Quillan Salkilld. Welcome.
Hello, Mitchell. Pleasure to be on.
It feels like a nice little podcast setup you've got at the coffee shop.
Yeah, it's nice having a coffee shop here next door. It's also quite dangerous. They're selling cookies, and right now, it's quite tempting to get some cookies after training.
Now, February 10th, Eternal MMA 82, you defend your lightweight championship against Dom Marfan for the second time. Now, you just got finished sparring there with the team. Is it harder to get motivated to go against someone that you've already beaten?
Not at all. I know this guy is gonna be training the house down right now. Like, I know he's very motivated to get that win back, and I'm training to not let that happen.
But realistically, in terms of taking on, say, I mean, we've seen Jack Becker get back on the straight and narrow, get his momentum back. Does facing a guy previously impact the training camp at all? Like, do you have to get yourself out of like, okay, I did really well in that situation, it's a new fight, like, no, I can't just assume I'm going to do well in the next fight?
Not really. Like, I'm still, taking it as if like it's a new opponent, new fighter. It's common that young guys, in a 1 year period can improve quite a lot. I know I've improved a lot in the past year. I know Dom would have improved a lot in the last year, so I think it's going to be two very different fighters stepping in that cage on Feb 10.
And I feel like out of all the fighters that and what they did in 2023, no one did it better than Dom Marfan, and no one actually probably deserves it more than him. You obviously kept a close eye on his performances throughout the year. Did you think that this fight was going to be a possibility so soon?
Yeah, of course, 3-fight win streak, and I kind of expected this, after his last fight, depending on how the fights were going to go with either Togo, Becker and Martinez, and I knew he was rising up the ranks, and he would have been next in line.
Now, are you mad that Eternal MMA made him the fighter of the year and I made you fighter of the year?
I know I was fighter of the year. I was definitely, I did, with my 3 fights and my 3 wins were definitely, more impressive than his, but I can't have, knockout of the year and fighter of the year as well. Otherwise, it would have been greedy. So I'll stick with knockout of the year. I think that's better anyway.
Well, how does it feel to get recognised by your promotion, which you've really started to become the face of course, Eternal MMA, the consensus best promotion in Australia right now? You're the champion of it. You get knockout of the year. They really look to quote unquote push you a little bit. Are you feeling that?
Yeah, I'm feeling that a bit, and I think it's, I deserve it on my end. I've put in so much work, and, my performances has shown that I deserve like the recognition and to be like built up,
And we talk about the recognition, and what you're all doing this for, of course, is to get to that next level. You got as close as you could get before you had to take a step back with the UFC. Now, you see another lightweight, Tom Nolan, ironically Dom Marfan's training partner. He's debuting in the UFC this weekend. What is it like to see one of your former fellow lightweights at that level?
It's good to see, like Australian MMA is doing really well globally. So it's good. I hope he goes out there and puts on a great performance and starches the guy. It only makes all of us look better here.
And now, who would take it out of you and Tom Nolan?
Me, of course, mate. Of course. I think I take that one as well.
Do you find it interesting too that he's, I think, in recent memory, the first Eternal fighter to jump to the UFC without actually having to hold a title belt? Yeah,
that's all. That's all well and good. He was on a 5-fight win streak. 5-0. That undefeated record plays a big part in getting to that next level, like sooner rather than later. So good on him.
And talking about obviously your great 2023, we are into 2024. Can only imagine that you perhaps want to be signed by the end of the year, but a few more fights, I can assume, all with Eternal. Do you have them all lined up, or is it just I cannot look past Marfan at all?
Yeah, right now I'm not looking past Marfan whatsoever. I'm thinking get past Marfan. dominate, put on a great performance, and yeah, then we'll see what happens from then on out.
Is it going to be a similar game plan going in as it was the first time?
Yeah, the game plan's always, usually the same. It's just win position and punch him in the face really hard. That's, very general.
What's one thing about Marfan's game that is of concern to you?
Oh, he's quite tricky on the ground. I think that's he's got that like slick style of jiu-jitsu. But I think he's changed that quite a bit since our last fight. I think he's more trying to get to that more like wrestler type, top heavy pressure game, and which I think is not going to work well against me, because that's my game, and I'm always fighting to win positions and win scrambles. And I think after a few of our scrambles, he'll resort back to that jiu-jitsu game and flop to his back and allow me to hold the top.
Do you have any concern that it's not just victories, but it's how you do it to get to that next level? Of course, the Brett Pastore fight was a great clinic of all your skills, but you maybe perhaps would have wanted to finish that a little bit earlier, or does that really not play into it at all for you?
It does play in. Like I know finishing fights get you to that next level a lot faster than not finishing fights, but at the same time, it was good to go all 5 rounds. So it was that performance I've like mixed feelings about, and it ruined my 100% finish rate. So I was pretty bummed about that. So it's having very dominant finishes. In your fights really, I think elevates you to getting to that next level much more faster than not.
So we hate predictions heading into fights, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you, what is your prediction for Don Marfan 2, Eternal MMA at lightweight, Eternal MMA 82 at HBF Stadium?
It's definitely got to be myself getting my hand raised. This one's going to be a very vicious fight. I feel it's going to be close range, and it's going to be bloody.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Quillan Salkilld, the Eternal MMA lightweight champion, February 10th. Get your tickets, eternalmma.com. Thanks, mate.
Thank you, Mitchell.